All right. Oh, need to stop that right there. I didn't want that to continue on. Let's see. All right. I'm on a completely different PC with a completely different operating system. This is more of a test run for me than anything else, going from a Windows based computer running good old reliable Windows 7 to a computer running Linux. Yes, I am powered by the Penguin. Good old Linux. More specifically, Fedora Design Suite. So I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing or how I am sounding, as I just figured out how to make my microphone work. How about that? Because everything is completely different. I have, I don't know what these settings are. This says default analog input, built-in analog audio, stereo. I hope I'm sounding good. Anyway, let's see who's in the chat with me. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me tonight. I have Tina the Naughty Dragon. Hello there. It's good seeing you in Deadman's chat. Yeah, I like hanging out there. I enjoy his shows. Always fun. And you watched the first 3 episodes of Haro, liking it so far. After this, I'm watching another couple of episodes. Cool. I just finished off the last episode of his final season. No word on if we're getting another season of Harrow. I really enjoyed that series. And there's Lemon Pie. Hello, Lemon Pie. Good to see you here. Let's see. If I do that. I don't want to do that. What does this do? It should be window. If I do this, I do this. That doesn't seem to go. That's not showing at all. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. Entire screen. That is also not working. Okay, this does not seem to be working. How about if I do that? Whoa, that did something. Aha! Haha. Okay. Yes, I am Penguin powered. I am learning Linux. This is a change I've been thinking about doing for some time, getting off of Windows, leaving Windows completely. Let's see if I hit that. I don't want to hit that. Why is it showing that? This is the same but different. This is an adventure for me. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing, but I'm doing stuff anyway. Dun, 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 dun. Yes. Thank you all again for joining me tonight. I look forward to boring each and every one of you to tears, possibly, as I ramble on about stuff. I just found out that I have no webcam. Apparently, I need to find a Linux drivers for my Logitech webcam. How about that? Uh, oh yes, you love that little penguin. Yeah, that penguin is I believe it is the official logo for Linux. Now, it's probably been a couple of decades since the last time I played around with Linux as an operating system. It was clunky back then. It's a little bit more streamlined now. I forget which version or which distribution of Linux I was playing around with way back when. Red Hat or something like that. And there's so many distributions out there. But for me, I knew I was slowly getting tired of Microsoft products. I thought, oh, I want to try something different. So I found a distribution of Linux that I liked, and that was Fedora Design Suite. Had a lot of apps that I liked, a lot of functionality to it. I have absolutely no idea how my audio is. I could be either going through a webcam or, well, I don't have the webcam drivers installed for it, so that's not going to work. Or I could be going through, I don't know, on whatever microphone my computer says I have hooked up. It could be my XLR mic and my mixer, or it could be something else making me sounding really tinny. Oh yeah, that's all right. I actually grew up with computer. Well, I wouldn't say grew up with computers. I've been in the tech industry off and on for 16, 17 plus years. I only just got out of the tech industry completely about, yeah, almost 10 years ago, 9 years ago. So, yeah, I'm no longer dealing with technology. I had a tech degree, earned a tech degree in the early 90s. I remember Windows. The first Windows operating system I remember was Windows 3.1. That also required DOS, which for you computer nerds out there, you probably know what I'm talking about if you remember computers way back when. But yeah, this switching from one to another has been a challenge. Let me see here. Everything is so different. Let's see if I do that. Here I am doing all the background stuff. Let's see. I think my house cats are awake and they're running around. There's like, oh, he's talking to himself again at his computer. We must make noise. Sounds like you're closer to being a dinosaur than I am. Ooh, okay. Oh, this will be a good test run because I'll listen to this later on to see how my audio sounds. If I'll need to make any adjustments. Let's see, audio. Here I am in StreamYards. I turn off turn on X echo cancellation, turn on reduce mic background noise. Maybe that's better. I don't know. Dun, 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 dun. Let me check this out. Yes, dead air. Nothing like dead air. Hope everyone is doing well tonight. Let's see. If I click on this and do that, what does that do? That does nothing. Let's see. Who's joining me tonight? I see 4 people in there. Want to thank you all for joining me as I'm doing some completely random. This is a completely random stream of randomness. I've done these before when I've have absolutely nothing to talk about. I will talk about some new to me TV shows, some things I've recently come across that I found myself quite enjoying. I always go back to my old standby favorites, the ones that stick with me the longest or the most, like Babylon 5, Farscape, and Dark Matter. Those are the 3 shown in my little thumbnail there. But then I found myself going way back to the 70s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, that era. Let's see if this does. What does this do? Is this going to work? Maybe? No? All right. Dun, 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 dun. Ah, yes, yes, yes. In school, I was involved in radio for a short time, and sometimes dead air can get you into trouble. Yes, yes, it can. Dead air is not fun. Dead air is not your friend. There we go. I'm just finding out how StreamYards works different outside of Windows, and it is very bizarre to me. So there I was talking about TV shows I've enjoyed. Now I found myself going back, checking out TV shows I've either watched a few times or haven't really checked out that much. Space 1999 is one of those old TV shows that I quite enjoyed. I've watched season 1 through at least twice, uh, seen a few episodes here and there. It has a second season I just never could get into. Let me see if I can boost the size. Aha! I enlarged the thumbnail. Yes. For those not familiar with shows like Space 1999 and such, those were all shows by creator Jerry Anderson or Gary, and I was never clear on if it's Gary or Jerry. Anyway, Gary Anderson was a film producer, TV producer, writer, director. Was active from like early 60s through the mid 70s, maybe much later than that. He's done a lot of TV shows. Mostly he's done what's called let's see, some of his first ones were like Thunderbirds, and Thunderbirds Are Go. And then he did a TV show, Stingray, going back to 1964. I just started that one. That was quite entertaining. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. There we go. Yes, yes. Got to keep moving because I want to avoid the dead air. As I always say, I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing here. Ah, you liked Martin Landau in Mission Impossible. Yeah, that was good. I liked Martin Landau in Space 1999. The first season was really, really good. The second season, not so much. For those of you who have seen it, you probably know what I'm talking about. There was a great shift in the show, almost a giant tone shift from season 1 to season 2 of I haven't actually made it through the first episode of season 2 in Space 1999. I keep going back to season 1 and just rewatching that. But I find myself the past week going on about wanting to check out TV shows that I've never seen before, haven't seen that much of, like this one right here, Gary Anderson's UFO. I'm up to episode 6 or 7 of this show. I believe this one came out much before Space 1999. What I've seen of UFO so far, I'm quite enjoying it. It's a fun series so far. I'm really enjoying it. I'll have more to say about it once I get through it. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's one of those odd, quirky shows out there that it's not quite new to me. I'm getting into it, find it interesting. Let's see. Oh, I see in the chat. Hello, Dad Man. Let's see. Heard about that tone shift stuff, and it sounds like Shift and Buck Rogers. Yes, that is a very good comparison. Except I have actually sat through and watched all of Buck Rogers season 2. Unlike Space 1999, which I just have not forced myself to sit down and watch season 2 of Space 1999. Season 1 was great, much like Buck Rogers season 1. That was great, very enjoyable. And then season 2 of Buck Rogers, and it was like, what were they thinking? Oh, this is completely different. What in the world were they thinking of? But yeah, you get the idea there. If you've ever seen Buck Rogers, the old TV show from way back when, you probably know what we're talking about, or what I'm talking about here. Let's see, what am I doing now? Let's see. So I flip around. Yeah, Space 1999. First season, excellent. Second season, I may eventually sit down and force myself to finish the first episode of season 2. It's so different from season 1. It is like night and day. There are shows like that. If you've been a fan of sci-fi, well, maybe not even sci-fi. I imagine there's lots of general non-sci-fi TV shows out there that do this, that shift radically from one season to the next. You probably get what I'm talking about here. What's this? Dadman saying Space 1999 is on my radar, along with so many other shows. Are you into non-sci-fi too, like Emergency SWAT, Adam 12? I've heard those. I've never watched them. Yeah, I've talked about non-sci-fi TV shows. Of course I've done a lot of K-drama live streams where I've talked about some K-dramas I've watched. I've talked about police procedural shows I've enjoyed, some detective shows. I'll talk about anything and everything. That's pretty much where I'm coming from. Let's see. Again, checking out the audio here. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. I guess I'm sounding all right. How do I sound, everyone? I'll know for sure once I check the playback, when I see how this goes. For those just joining me, I am on a completely different computer with a completely different operating system. I have made the brave decision to journey away from all things Microsoft, and I have embraced Linux, the Penguin operating system. So this is new to me. Oh, I sound great, Dad man. Thank you. Very cool. Yeah, I just found out that I do not have my webcam hooked up. Well, it's physically hooked up, but I apparently need Linux drivers for my Logitech webcam. So I have no desk cam at the moment. Oh well, I can get by. I am finding out how things work in Linux, which is an adventure all itself. And for those of you computer nerds out there who have done the same thing, uh, I might impress you by saying I just figured out how to make Adobe Photoshop work in Linux. That was an adventure. Let me see here. Let's see. Like Manix. I have not checked out Manix yet. Well, of course, I've talked about, let's see, Blacklist with James Spader, also known as the voice of Ultron. Blacklist was pretty enjoyable. There's a number of, well, good detective shows out there I've quite enjoyed. Let's see, Tina, the pilot for Buck Rogers, one of the best pilot I've seen. Yeah, I'm going to have to go back and rewatch Buck Rogers. It's been some time. Let's see. I love to dive into emergency, but life is busy at the moment. Yes, yes. That's another one I've heard about. Let's see. Yes, yes. You want to check out? We did. Yes, yes. The theatrical release. You're talking about Buck Rogers. Let's see. Spader freaked me out in that videotape movie, going really creepy and never recovered. Yeah, he is out there. I've seen some more TV shows that he's done, and he is really good. I like his charisma. I like his screen presence. But yeah, he's done some freaky movies out there. Some of them I probably will never watch. Another show with actually a great show. Well, I won't say great because I don't believe I'll ever finish watching it. Last week or the week before, it might have been last week, I was talking about, of all things, Boston Legal. The show I just came across like 3 weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago, that had James Spader and William Shatner. And then it had a bunch of other really good actors in it, like Renee Jonas from DS9. So I thought this show has a lot of great people in it. It's got to be great. I started off watching Boston Legal, quite enjoyed it, but then the show just took a nosedive for me. There's some things I don't like excessive foul language, or maybe some vulgar uh, things that the characters might get into, uh, vulgar dialogue, and unfortunately, Boston Legal, in that regards, took a nosedive. I got to well, I actually skipped about 2 episodes of Boston Legal just because I didn't want to watch them. Uh, got another episode or two into season one, maybe season two. I can't remember. I know it was still season one, I think. And then I started one episode, and they just got into some really bad topic of discussion or whatever, and I just shut it off. It's unfortunate because I really like seeing James Spader and William Shatner on screen at the same time. Those who have such chemistry in that TV show, it's just a shame that if you're like me, you're a colossal prude, or there's some things you don't really enjoy watching. and that is where Boston Legal was treading on. And it's unfortunate because I quite enjoyed James Spader's presence. I quite enjoyed his banter, his being on screen with William Shatner, being William Shatner. I mean, how great is that? Sounds like it should be a great show, but yeah, it is what it is. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. Ah, yes, yes. Buck Rogers, released in theaters. Yep, that was a good pilot. Oh, across the room from my chair, I have the complete series of Columbo and Emergency. They get a lot of use. Tina the Naughty Dragon. That is cool. Yes, Columbo, classic Columbo. Yep. Yes, yes. And there are some unfortunate situations in Boston Legal. I really wanted to like that show. It was one of the shows I wanted to hop on a live stream and say, I really recommend this show. It's great. But no, I can't say that. It's great in parts, shall we say. Tina, have you ever tried Kojak? It's been ages since I remember Kojak. I don't believe I've ever really gone back and re-watched it. I may make a mental note of that and go back to it. There's quite a few TV shows on out there. There's like what's on there? There's Three Body Problem on Netflix, and then the Three Body TV series on Amazon Prime. There, of course, is what is that? Fallout, whatever that show is. I'm 2 or 3 episodes into Fallout. Yes, that's it. Kojak, baby. Yep. Let's see. I had finished up Haro, another show I was talking about last week. Yes, last week I finished that show up, and then I got into looking up some Gary Anderson TV shows from the past, like Space 1999, UFO, and then I came across some of his what they called super marionation shows, like Thunderbirds. I know I'm aware of Thunderbirds. I've seen maybe 2 or 3 episodes of that and thought, well, that's interesting. That's out there. Have not watched a lot of it, but that's one of the ones I may go back and give another shot, just because it's something different. It's new to me. I say in air quotes, new to me, as I go back and check out shows that I've never really seen before. Let's see. Oh, Dead Man saying there is a fine line between naughty and vulgar, like when they did the South Park movie and didn't bleep anything. Yeah, just too much. Yeah, it's just bleep this and bleep that, bleep, bleep, bleep. Yeah, it's bleeps all over. It's like, yeah, I don't like it. Let's see. I've also watched a few episodes of Lie to Me. I haven't quite decided if I like it or not. I've heard of that. I don't believe I've checked that out. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, marionettes. You think? No, no. These are, shall we say, the cleaner marionettes. These are not the Team America marionettes. These are the British marionettes. The what do we say? Prim and proper British marionettes. Yeah. No, so there's Thunderbirds. That's back on my to watch list because that's one of the shows I remember catching episodes like 20 years ago or so, 20 years ago or so, and find myself thinking I might want to go back and check that out. Then another Jerry Anderson uh, marionette TV show I just watched or watched part of the first episode of was Stingray. This is again much like Thunderbirds are Go or Thunderbirds or whatever. Yeah, Thunderbirds. Stingray is what he called super marionation. Let me look it up on. Yes, I'm referring to the Wikipedia entry for Stingray 1964, produced under the banner of Super Marionation. Oh, yes, just thinking about that. If you have ever seen Stingray, that theme song is infectious. There I was listening to that theme song going, hey, I've heard this before. So that's where that theme song is from. That dun 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 Stingray. That is an infectious theme song. And then I started watching it. I just started giggling hysterically for like minutes at a time. It's it's great. Oh, it's funny. Probably not intentional funny, but it's just I'm not familiar with this super marionation. So to see all this going, it's hysterical. Let me catch up in chat here. Yeah, you've never watched the marionette shows. I'll have to try sometime. Yeah, yeah. Let me refer back to the Wikipedia real quick here. Let's see. Thunderbirds, for example, debuted in September of 1965. They are okay. Jerry Anderson or Gary Anderson, however, how his name is pronounced. He's done a lot of marionation TV shows like, d- d- let's see, Four Feather Falls, Supercar, Fireball XL5, and then Stingray, and then the Thunderbirds. And Stingray that came out in, when did it come out? It premiered in October of 1964 and ran for 39 half-hour episodes. Okay, so I've got 38 more episodes of what I hope will be Super Marionation enjoyment ahead of me for Stingray. And so far, what I've enjoyed so far, well, what I've seen so far has been quite enjoyable. Stingray, that's turning out to be something else. Of course, Space 1999, which I've already mentioned, UFO. I'm into, oh, I forget where I was on UFO. I want to say episode 6, 7, or 8. I can't remember. I really should write these things down, but I can't remember. Oh well. I know I'll go back and it'll be right there where I left it on the streaming platform that I was watching. What are these on? Hulu? I want to say Hulu. It's been a long day, and after a while, the things just start. Yeah, memories fleeting. At a certain point, those neurons start flaking off like dandruff, and you can't remember what you walked into a room for looking for. Let's see. So, how's everybody doing out there? I quite enjoyed your live stream, Dad Man. That was quite enjoyable. Let's see. Oh, yeah, yeah. Everybody's talking about the raunchiness in TV shows. Yeah. Everybody out there, I'm kind of curious. When you think of your go-to TV shows, what are some of the ones you find yourself going back and rewatching, even though you might have watched it like a millionth time, or you might have gone through the complete series for like the umpteenth time? I'm kind of curious what people are watch out there. What do you guys watch out there? For me, it's well, I have three great examples here on my this thumbnail. Babylon 5. I don't know how many times I've watched Babylon 5 from the first episode to the last episode, all the way through. Same thing with Farscape. I can walk over to my movie shelf, pull out the Farscape box set, just pick a disc, plop it in, and just start watching it. Then the other picture and thumbnail there is from a TV show called Dark Matter. It's another one of my sci-fi favorites. Very enjoyable. Unfortunately, it only lasted 3 seasons and ended on a cliffhanger, which I absolutely hate. I hate when TV shows finish on a season on a cliffhanger and then boom, they get canceled. At least let them end the series properly. It should be the sort of thing that's like I should like write my congressman or something about complaining about that. Like there should be a law. Don't end, don't cancel TV series on a cliffhanger. That is so wrong. But yeah, those are my like my big three go to: Babylon 5, Farscape, Dark Matter. Let's see. Yeah, no modern TV shows. When I do, it's Emergency or BSG. Thanks for being. Oh yeah, very. Oh, you're very welcome. It's so good seeing a good chat going, and that was awesome. I keep hearing Emergency. You're not the only one I've heard that from. I'm going to have to look that up to check that out. Let's see. Lemon Pie, you'll rewatch Seinfeld. That's not bad. That was a good era for TV shows. If I were to go back and say sitcoms, I'll say Night Court. Night Court, that is classic stuff. Let's see. Married with Children, $6 Million Man, Columbo, and Get Smart. Oh, those are good picks. Those are good picks right there. Columbo. Yep. Columbo. As I stretch a bit to look over at my DVD shelf, what do I have on the box sets over there? I got Magnum PI box set. And yes, there's only one Magnum PI. The real Magnum PI. That's Tom Selleck with a mustache. Not what's his face with no mustache. In fact, I don't think I've even seen a whole episode of the new so-called Magnum PI. Let's see. Dad Man saying Emergency was the ER before ER, plus it chronicled real life and the development of the Californian paramedic program. Aha. Realistic for the time and didn't need to gore, plus very serious social issue. Yeah, it really says something about TV. Oh, and TV and filmmaking for that matter. It says something when they were making good quality entertainment in the 70s and 80s without resorting to excessive gore, vulgarity, excessive foul language, nudity for that matter. It's like I don't have Netflix myself, so if I watch something on Netflix, I have to go over to somebody else's place and check it out. But the few things I've tried watching on Netflix, it's just like it has everything in it that I find objectionable. It's like excessive nudity, full-on sex scenes. Like this is wrong on so many levels. I can't even watch this. This TV show might get rave reviews, but yeah, I can't get into it. Oh, there was one TV show I started watching called Murders in the Building. Uh, Steve Martin, Martin Short, and what's her name? Selena Gomez, I want to say. Forced myself through season one. It was like, okay, it's not a bad whodunit murder mystery, but yeah, the dialogue was vulgar. It was like the discussion between characters. It's a shame because you see these good actors that you might like. They're on screen, they have great chemistry, and then it's just the dialogue is rough, it gets excessive or it's whatnot. It's like now I couldn't continue that show. It's like another one that was like everybody enjoyed, but it's like, yeah, I can't get into it. It's bad. We had quality entertainment in the 70s, 80s, 90s. And at some point, something happened, and it's like everything has to go to crap now. Oh, yes. Yeah. Tina the Naughty Dragon saying you forgot to mention MASH. That was a very good show. Also, a great show from a great era, like All in the Family, Jeffersons, MASH. Quality entertainment at that time. Let's see. Yeah, you did the same thing. Force yourself to watch that, and my interest died. Murders in the Building. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. I watched the first season, watched a little bit of the second season, ended up skipping a few episodes and the second season of Murders in the Building just to see what happened. And it's like, I'm done. I might have watched like a few minutes of the first episode, and it's like, no, this is awful. It's like when a show has great actors in it and you want to watch it, you're hoping it's good, but it's not. It's like a train wreck. It's like, "Oh, I don't want to watch this, but oh, what's going on?" It's that morbid level of curiosity. It's like, will it get better if I continue with it? No, it's not getting better. Oh no. Oh, seriously, it's not getting better. Yeah, it's that sort of thing. There's an unfortunate number of TV shows out there that are like that, and they seem to be growing in number. Yeah, MASH is great. If you're from that era, chances are you still remember the final episode of MASH. You remember where you were, you remember what you were doing. It was probably the sort of thing where the family was gathered around the 26-inch or 25-inch color TV, the big box color TV that took up like a portion of the living room. MASH had one of the best final episodes, yeah. And from what I remember, it was like the most watched final episode of any TV show. Let's see, what was another good TV show I remember from way back when? There was Magnum PI, there was Simon and Simon, The Fall Guy. The 80s was just chock full of quality entertainment. Oh, I just thought of the other box set I have right next to Magnum PI, The Equalizer. Robert Woodward playing a retired British spy living in America, putting an ad out in the local newspaper saying, if you need help, if you need somebody to do something for you, that's me, the Equalizer. Oh, yes. Remington Steele was okay. Yeah, that wasn't bad. I remember that. I remember an episode of Remington Steele that had Tom Baker in it. It's like, oh, okay. This is odd saying the doctor on a American detective TV show. Let's see, what else was there? Rockford Files, Fall Guy, Magnum PI. I keep going, and as far as the 80s go, I keep going back to the Granada TV series, Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes starring Jeremy Brett. That was a classic show. That was one of the better. Actually, let me do this. Let me go back to some of the classic era of TV shows. Not just sci-fi, because I'm not always about sci-fi, even though I have a very strong inclination towards sci-fi TV and sci-fi fantasy TV shows and movies and whatnot. I mean, everybody loves old Star Trek, old Star Wars, old Doctor Who, old this, that, and the other thing. Classic TV shows of the 80s as I type away in a browser here. Yes, Tina is saying Tom Baker's doctor will always be the doctor for me. Yes. Yes, for many of us Gen Xers, Tom Baker was our first doctor. I mean, no matter where you were, if you had PBS, that odd public broadcasting station here in Texas, it was PBS coming out of I forget where it was coming out of, someplace, and it was like they had Doctor Who marathons, and we were just captivated by this strange British TV show about this guy traveling around in a time machine spaceship that was bigger on the inside, looked like a police call box. Yeah, that was it right there. What am I looking at? I'm looking at CBR, IMDb. Who is this? No, this is not look. This is not. No, no. This is not good. This is not a good list. I'm looking through this list of the best or the 10 best 80s TV shows, and I'm going, nope, nope. I'm not even sharing this with you guys. Nope, 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 nope. That's dud. That is not good at all. Oh, Tina's saying your PBS is out of North Dakota. Yeah, I remember the local PBS station here. They would have like, of course, their regular fundraising telethons, or they'd have like the crew of the TV station manning phone banks saying, please give us your donations to keep quality entertainment on PBS. And I remember a lot of people being dressed up as Doctor Who with the long scarf and the hat and all that right during the Doctor Who marathons they always used to do way back when. Let's see, what is this? ClassicTV.com. What am I even looking at? Okay. This is not a very good list. I may save that for later. Yeah, there's just something magical about the 80s. No matter what it was somewhat entertaining. You could think of the most oddball, off the wall premise, and somehow in the 80s it worked. Like one of my favorites, Max Headroom. That was like the epitome of 80s. That show screamed the 80s. Is also one of the few TV shows I thought was, reboot or remake proof. But then a few months ago, I read this article about, the star of Max Headroom being involved in a Max Headroom remake or continuation. I thought, "Really? Really? You're attempting to remake or reboot Max Headroom, of all things?" Alright. Alright, so let me do this right here. This might be a good article. Here we go. Aha! Or does it look better like that? Everything is so different. This is like trial by fire, going from Windows to Linux. Just boom, there you are. All right, so what I'm looking at here is classic-tv.com. The best 80s classic TV shows according to this list. And we have 21 Jump Street. We have the A-Team. Okay, yeah, the A-Team. Lots of automatic pew pew fire and nobody got hurt. Alf, I remember Alf, yep. Bosom Buddies, Cagney and Lacey, I remember that one. Ah, yes, you saw Monty Python Flying Circus as a kid on PBS. Yeah, that was something. I kinda remember that as well. I remember staying up till, like, 10:30 to watch, Doctor Who on a school night, and then right after Doctor Who, they would sometimes have Monty Python's Flying Circus, like, "Oh, what's this? Oh, that's ooh, that's something." Benny Hill on PBS, yep. I've seen a little bit of Benny Hill. Yeah. Yeah, for the more, adult-oriented fare, they always showed those shows late at night when, everybody else that should have been asleep was asleep. Let's see, we have Cagney and Lacey, 81 and 88. We have Charlie's Angels from 76 to 81. Cheers from 82 to 93. Wow, that's right, Cheers was on a long time. Wow, Chips, 1977 and 1983. There we go. The Cosby Show, 84 to 92. Dallas, 78 to 91. I remember Dallas. I might have, like, sat through a few episodes of it, but being a youngster at that time, I was like, "Yeah, I didn't really get into it." I was like, "Where's the Muppets? I wanna watch Muppets." Nope, family's watching that. Of course, we only had 1 TV at the time. I was like, I couldn't go to my room and watch something there because I didn't have a TV in my room at that time. Dear John, didn't know about it. Different Strokes. Oh, yes. Are You Being Served? Faulty Tower, Keeping Up with Appearances. Yes. I remember those. Well, 2 of those. I remember Are You Being Served and Faulty Towers. That was when the, British sitcom started coming into American television, and everybody was like, "Oh, what's this? Oh, this is really odd." That odd, quirky British humor. I was actually thinking about Faulty Towers last week, thinking, "I might wanna look that up again." Are You Being Served? I forget how much of that I've watched. And then there was Red Dwarf. I remember Red Dwarf right around the same time with Doctor Who. Chips, yes. Different Strokes. Doogie Howser, MD. Okay, I've don't believe I've ever watched an episode of Doogie Howser. I've always heard people in like high school and junior high talk about it. It's like, yeah, it's like, yeah, that's fine. I don't think it's something I'll get into. Dukes of Hazzard, yep. Facts of Life, Family Matters, Family Ties, Full House. Now that's something right there. I mean, Family, Family, Facts of Life, Different Strokes, Full House. All of these are somewhat clean, family oriented, family friendly TV shows. I mean, I would think there would still be a market for family friendly entertainment nowadays, but what I'm seeing out there now is kind of a glut of some pretty nasty TV shows. Ooh, Greatest American Hero. I remember that one. 81 to 83. Aha. That was 2 short seasons. Growing Pains. Oh, Happy Days. Yes, classic Happy Days. Hawaii Five-O. Yeah, that you did. You touched on it tonight. All these shows had wonderful theme songs. It's something when you can think about a TV show and the first thing that pops in your mind is the theme song, because in a way, it takes you back. It takes you back to a happier time, uh, a much happier era and society when things were less complicated, less stressful. Society, culture wasn't as bad as it is now. Maybe I keep thinking about this. Like, do I look back at things with rose-colored glasses, thinking, ah, the good old days. Things were so much better back then. Or maybe they really were better way back then. Yes, family friendly. They still dealt with serious or heavy issues too, but made it appropriate for all audiences. Yeah, that was a testament to quality writing. That was a testament to touching on some sensitive or touchy subject matter, and they did it a way that you didn't have to like brace the kids or kind of scream at it, going, "Okay, should we send the kids out of the room watching this?" No, it's okay. Yeah, yeah. Happy Days. Forget the show. Just was mad at the theme song. Yeah. Happy Days wasn't bad the first few seasons, and then of course they got to the point where they quite literally jumped the shark. That is quite literally where the term "jumped the shark" came from, which is just downright hilarious. A lot of the shows on the list would be in a TV Hall of Fame if it existed. Laverne and Shirley, yeah, I remember Laverne and Shirley. Laverne and Shirley, Happy Days, Mork and Mindy, uh, Johnny Carson, Late Night Johnny Carson. Oh, we have Hill Street Blues here. Head of the Class. I don't believe I ever watched any of that. I was aware of it at the time, but yeah, I just didn't watch it. Hill Street Blues. That was a good one. The Jeffersons. That was a good one. Knots Landing. Don't believe I got into that. LA Law. Yeah, yeah. Oh, here we go. Laverne and Shirley, The Love Boat. Don't remember that much about that. Might have seen like a handful of episodes of Love Boat. Probably seen a lot more of Laverne and Shirley. Ooh, MacGyver. The real MacGyver. Richard Dean Anderson, before he went on to be Stargate SG-1. That was a fun series. Married with Children. Here we go. MASH, 1972 to 1983. Miami Vice, that was a good one. Mork and Mindy. Oh, what's this? Mrs. Dadman is a MacGyver when it comes to camping. Yeah, yeah. As a child, my dad would let me stay up to watch Johnny Carson, depending on who the guest was. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You love my description tonight? Yeah. When I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing, no plans, sometimes I might go as far as like kind of scripting out some things I want to say on a live stream or something I want to chat about and have like a little loose outline of things, points I want to hit. And then sometimes I just completely wing it. Let's see, Mr. Belvedere, 85 to 90. Murphy Brown. Yeah, I never got into Murphy Brown. Muppet Show, there we go. 76 to 81. That was a nice run. Classic era. My Two Dads. I don't remember that. Night Court. Night Court was awesome. Perfect Strangers. Don't remember that one. Quantum Leap. Yep, I remember Quantum Leap. I don't remember how it ended. I've probably I've probably seen most, if not all, of the old Quantum Leap. I just can't remember how it ended. Yeah, yeah. It's when I find myself going on, I was like, oh, what am I going to be rambling on about mindlessly tonight? But yeah, when I want to touch on some serious subjects, I'll script it out or make an outline of talking points I want to hit. I'll do that for K dramas when I want to talk about character development or whatnot on some TV shows that I've enjoyed and want to share with everybody. It's like, oh, this is a cool show. I really recommend this show. But yeah, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Depends on if I'm feeling it or not. Let's see. My dad was a real character. Okay. Quantum Leap, Roseanne. Okay, I remember Roseanne. Seen a few episodes of that. Saved by the Bell. Don't believe I've seen any of that. Seinfeld. Yep, everybody's seen Seinfeld. To this day, I still don't like the ending episode of Seinfeld. It's like, of all the ways to end a series, you did that. Silver Spoons. Don't really remember that one. Small Wonder. Saint Elsewhere. Yeah, I remember Saint Elsewhere. Taxi. Taxi. 78 to 82. That was a good series. That was a really fun sitcom. Oh, Dead Man saying in the chat, nothing better than an involved and active chat. Yep, yep. Oh, hello there. Real Wade Nation Gaming Clips. Hello there. Thanks for joining us tonight. Let's see. Dad Man saying, my dad and I watched live sports together, so that's where my memories lie. That's very cool. Yeah. My dad and I, it was wrestling or so called professional wrestling. We both knew it was all made up and put on, but it was still fun watching Hulk Hogan and all them back when they were like, for lack of a better term, they're like comic book characters come to life. That's what they were. Just they're larger than life comic book characters duking it out in the ring. It got incredibly silly at points, but yeah. Yeah. Yes, wrestling fake. It's like, yeah, no. What is this crazy talk? Yes, sad but true. Sad but true. Let's see. Taxi, Three's Company. Oh yeah, I remember Three's Company. That wasn't bad. Let's see. 77 to 84. That wasn't a bad run. The Waltons. I remember a little bit of the Waltons. Webster, Who's the Boss? Ah, yeah, WKRP in Cincinnati. I remember that. The Wonder Years. Let's see. Dad Man saying Gordon Soley. Yeah. Tina saying, same for me. My dad wrestling on every Saturday. Yeah. Oh, that takes me back. When was it? Was like Monday nights? I want to say it was like every Monday night there was wrestling on TV. Oh yes, WKRP and the famous flying turkey episode. Yeah, yeah. Oh man. Okay, this wasn't a bad list. Let's explore this further. Okay, they have 1990s shows. Was there anything good in the 90s? Let's have a look. According to this, the best classic 90s. 21 Jump Street. Okay, yeah, I remember that. Third Rock from the Sun. Okay. Then we got Alf here. Beverly Hills 90210 whatever. No, haven't seen an episode of that. Cheers. I remember Cheers. Cosby Show. Dallas. Dear John. So these are kind of like 80s holdovers that ran into the 90s. Doogie Howser, Drew Carey Show, ER. Everybody Loves Raymond. Don't think I've ever seen an episode of that. I'm familiar with it. Ah, Family Matters. Yeah, I remember Family Matters. Yep, that was a good one. 89 to 98. Frasier. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Yep, that was a fun one. Friends. I actually don't know if I've ever seen a full episode of Friends. I might have watched like 5 to 10 minutes of that, thinking, okay, that's what they're doing. Okay, that's nice. Next, Full House, Golden Girls, Growing Pains, Head of the Class, Herman's Head. Some of these I've heard of, some of them I haven't heard of. Home Improvement. Yep, Home Improvement was a fun one. Oh, let's see. Dad Man Walking saying we had locally produced wrestling on local late night channels with 2 female announcers who were a blast just yelling and listening to them. Yeah, better than the big leagues. Oh, okay. Tina says, "My dad gave me his Bill Cosby records. It saddened me." Yes, yes. I was thinking about that last week as I was thinking about the Bill Cosby cassettes. I know, I think I still have them someplace in storage, but it was like the best of Bill Cosby and then the Bill Cosby Fat Albert audio cassettes where he was just do his stand-up routine as some of his better bits like Noah and then Fat Albert and then all these different comedy bits that were just incredibly funny and imaginative. And then it's like, oh, he did those terrible things, and he even admitted to doing those terrible things. And that is a shame. That's an awful shame. Like it's kind of like you kind of look back at like your happy childhood memories of somebody, and it's like, oh, oh, that's unfortunate. Oh well, that's part of like trying to separate the artist from their art, that sort of thing. If you can do that. Let's see, Home Improvement, King of Queens, Knots Landing. Wow, 79 to 93. That was a long run. LA Law, MacGyver, of course. Mad About You, Married with Children, of course. Mr. Belvedere, Murphy Brown, My Two Dads, Night Court, Perfect Strangers, Quantum Leap. Yeah, so there's some things that started in the 80s, continued on into the 90s. Dun, 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 dun. Saved by the Bell, Seinfeld, That 70s Show. Have not watched an episode of the 70s Show. It's like, no, I was around back then. Why do I want to watch a TV show about it? And it's like, no. Even though I was really young, I do remember the 70s. Who's the Boss? Wings, Wonder Years. Okay. Okay, so just my quick analysis here, my quick two cents on this. Like going from the 80s to the 90s, I have this sense of diminishing returns. It's like, yeah, some of these shows are great, but what followed them was like, yeah, it's like, okay, that's nice. It's not the 80s, it's the 90s. Dare I venture into 2000s? Yeah, here we go. Third Rock from the Sun, Beverly Blah, Drew Carey, ER. There's more of a continuation of the 90s. House. I keep hearing about House. I have yet to see a full episode. Actually, I don't think I've even watched a full episode of House. I may make a note of that. A mental note. Check out House. Las Vegas. That's okay. Oh, that was a quick list. The 80s was a good list. The 90s was okay. The 2000s, according to what is this, classictv.com, not much to it. Let's click on the 70s. What happened in the 70s? All right, here we go. Adam 12. Heard of it, never seen it. All in the Family. Oh. Okay, Gen Xers. This is it. This is nostalgia for us. Yeah, 2000s, not too much to it. Not surprised. There are a few TV shows I remember from like the 80s and early 2000s that weren't on that list. They're like Burn Notice. I remember Burn Notice. I actually own all of that on DVD. That was something more recent. Ah, you got Adam 12. Need to watch it. Cool. Okay, you found House to be boring and even obnoxious. Okay, cool. House is interesting, but not really something I care to get in. Okay, okay. That might be a back burner show. Like if I get incredibly bored after watching everything else, if I have nothing better to do with my time aside from shampooing my cats or cleaning out the litter box, it's like okay, I'll sit down and watch it. That sounds like what that'll be. That's a back burner TV show. Yeah. You're gonna make a PB&J. I actually had a PB&J during your live stream, so that's actually kind of funny. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Enjoy your PB&J. Let's see. All in the Family. Great show. Already, this speaks so much about how awesome entertainment and culture was in the 70s and 80s. All in the Family, Bewitched, Bob Newhart. Quite enjoyed Bob Newhart. Bonanza, Brady Bunch, Charlie's Angels, Chips, Dallas, Different Strokes, Dragnet, Dukes of Hazzard, Facts, Get Smart, Gomer Pyle, USMC, Good Times, Good Times, Green Acres. Oh goodness, Gunsmoke, Happy Days, Hawaii Five O, bringing back Hogan's Heroes, bringing back so many happy memories. Nostalgia, nostalgia. Oh yes, yes, yes. Psych is fun. That was yeah. Psych is fun. What else was on during that time? Monk. I remember Psych and then catching Monk. And then there actually was a block of TV shows from that time period that wasn't bad or didn't suck completely. Psych, Monk, uh, White Collar, Burn Notice. Those were a handful of good shows from what was it, USA Network? They were firing on all cylinders there. It's like, yeah, Lemon Pie. You loved Monk. Did you see the last Monk TV movie? That was really good. If you haven't seen the Monk movie, the last one, that actually was really, really well done. That was like almost a tearjerker in a way. And it was a really nice way to bring completion to a TV show. Let's see. Dead Man. Yeah, Psych was great. We got into that one. Padawannabe. Hello, Padawannabe. Psych was funny. You enjoyed Lucifer quite a bit for a newer series. I haven't watched Lucifer. Let's see. Lemon Pie. Psych is fun. Burn Notice was decent. The ending was kind of rough. But yeah, I quite enjoyed seeing Bruce Campbell on T. It was well cast, good strong main cast for Burn Notice, and good supporting cast for Burn Notice. There are some things in the series I hated seeing, but yeah, I liked how the series progressed. Good character development for Bruce Campbell's character. Let's see, Suits was decent. Haven't seen that one. Let's see. Honeymooners. Yeah, I remember Honeymooners. That was like classic TV. Hogan's Heroes, Honeymooners, I Dream of Jeannie. The Jeffersons, Knots Landing, Lassie. Actually, I don't believe I've seen a full episode of Lassie. Laverne and Shirley, The Love Boat, Marcus Welby, MD, Mary Tyler Moore Show. Okay. MASH, Maud, the original Mission Impossible, Mork and Mindy. Oh goodness, just thinking about Mork and Mindy having that. Yeah, that was crazy. That was a crazy show. Muppet Show, My Three Sons. I'm not familiar with. The Odd Couple. Yep, I remember The Odd Couple. Partridge Family, Petticoat Junction, Sanford and Son. Oh, that was a good one. Sanford and Son was fun. Taxi was fun. Three's Company, The Waltons, Welcome Back Kotter, WKRP in Cincinnati. That was fun. That was a good list. What list was this? This was the 70s, was it? As I scroll all the way to the top. Yep. The best classic shows of the 70s. Oh, goodness. Oh, I just checked what time it was. Yeah, I can feel myself starting to drag. And as much as I occasionally joke about weaponizing my insomnia, there are times I do feel myself starting to drag, and that's when I bring the show to an end. Before I start drifting off and starting sawing some logs at the keyboard. But before I do leave, I want to thank you all for joining me tonight for an impromptu test stream on a new PC with a new operating system because, the best way to learn something is just jump right in and start pushing buttons. Forget about reading the owner's manual, just start pushing buttons, see what it does. And that's what I've been doing with this version of Linux I have installed on a computer. This Fedora Design Suite for all you computer nerds out there. What is this? Yeah, we've all done it before. Yeah. Yes. I can only go so far on insomnia before I start running out of steam. It was like, oh, once I start running out of steam, and it's like when I need to end the show and go to bed and attempt sleep because morning will come early and I got a lot of stuff I need to do tomorrow. Looked and sounded good. That's good to hear. I'll check it out on the replay, checking out how my audio is. Right before I started, I was like, oh, I have on my mic, I have no audio. Where is my audio? And I was like, oh, I have to enable it in the browser. Okay. So yeah, there was like probably 4 or 5 minutes where you might have heard me going, hello, hello, anybody out there? Hello. Yes, thank you all. Let me run back up the chat before I go because I don't want to leave without saying hello to everybody who joined me. Right off the bat, Tina the Naughty Dragon, first out of the gate. And you've watched the first 3 episodes of Harrow, another TV show I started watching pretty recent, like within the past few weeks. A new to me TV show, Harrow. Also one I actually kind of recommend that one. That's not bad. And then we have who's next after Tina was Lemon Pie. Hello, Lemon Pie. And scrolling. Dead Man Walking. Very cool. Thank you for joining me tonight. Who else was here? Lemon Pie, Dad Man, Tina, Lemon Pie. And who else was there? I know I saw some other names in the chat. I want to thank you all as always, whether you're catching me live, or you've been lurking the whole time, or you catch me on a replay. Hello, Will Wade Nation Gaming Clips. Hello there. Thank you always for joining me, even saying hi. And was there anybody else? I don't want to forget. Oh, Padawannabe. Padawannabe joined me tonight. And I do believe, yes. Padawannabe. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, goodness. Yes. Thanks for the stream. Well, thank you all for showing up. Very cool to see you out here. It's always nice interacting with other people aside from talking to my microphone, looking at a computer screen, hearing my kitty cats catting up in the background. Great show and sweet dreams, everyone. Yes. Let's see, as I get my ending theme queued up here. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Let's see, what will I be doing the rest of the week? Oh, yes, a co-host on Comic Relief Crusaders show. That is always a blast. That'll be tomorrow and Friday. I live stream late nights. Well, maybe not too terribly late. Monday night and Wednesday night. I have absolutely no idea what I'll be doing this coming Wednesday. I will think of something the more I get into Linux here and figure out how to use it properly. And then Saturday afternoon, my comic book related live stream. You just got your PB&J made. Well, that's cool. Well, enjoy. Oh, goodness. Well, again, thank you all. This has been a blast. Until next time, everybody. Thank you all for joining me. Have a great evening. Great week ahead, everyone. Later.